whenever you want. Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
India's Super News Network. Republic Media Network's #1 super feed. #1 across all 3 channels.
आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से
और कश्मीरी
Because of the search and seizure powers that we have this stash of cash coming out. Earlier about 21 crores, now 15 crores and counting. Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic Live Stream with you everywhere. Republic Live Stream, India's #1 streaming news.
द्रौपदी मुर्मू कांग्रेस पार्टी की घृणा का केंद्र बनी। कांग्रेस के नेता सदन ने देश की राष्ट्रपति को राष्ट्रपत्नी कहकर संबोधित कर उनका अपमान किया। मूल्यविहीन, संस्कारविहीन राजनीति का प्रतीक है। माफी मांगो सोनिया गांधी।
packets or envelopes with the department's insignia. What exactly was such kind of a documentation, such kind of money that was doing with Orpita Mukherjee?
It's 15 crores and 3 kg gold bars, viewers, from the same Orpita, the close aid.
Well, we're cutting across to visuals we are getting for the Prime Minister's visit to Chennai. Now, this, of course, is the BJP workers over there, which are gathered in large numbers to welcome the Prime Minister on his visit to Chennai. Now, do remember that there are a host of events that are lined up in Chennai, including, of course, the 42nd convocation of the Anna University, which also is going to be held today. Now, there is also the International Chess Olympiad that the Prime Minister inaugurated yesterday.
Chennai, he will be attending the 42nd convocation of the Anna University, and he just entered the Anna University building to attend the convocation. He will be attending it along with Governor of Tamil Nadu Arun Ravi and the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. And in the reception to welcome the Honorable Prime Minister, the BJP workers have gathered and they are celebrating with dance and music, with dole and all kinds this is how the situation is in. Currently, we are picking up from the road from Raj Bhavan to Anna University, where the Prime Minister has gone inside to attend the 42nd convocation. And now we are seeing that not just the BJP workers but also common public have gathered here to welcome the Prime Minister. As usual, the Prime Minister also waved to every single person, and he has now entered the building of the Anna University to attend the convocation inside that is happening today. It will start in a few more minutes. Okay. this is how grand welcome for the Prime Minister was given today. You could see how the people, not just BJP workers, but also a lot of other public, dancers, musicians, instrumentalists came down to the roads to welcome the Prime Minister. Right from the Raj Bhavan till the Anna University, the Prime Minister's convoy, just passed only for 5 minutes, but the kind of excitement and the festivities that has been going on here has been happening for more than 1 hour or 2 hours right now. The people are excited to just get a glimpse of the Prime Minister, and as like they wanted it to happen, the Prime Minister also waved his hand to all these people who've been standing here performing just for him, and he also waved at all of them, and gave them a big smile, so that the people were satisfied for waiting here for him from the morning. And they are still not done with the excitement. The festivities are still going on. People are still playing music, dancing for music. There were dancers, classical dancers who also performed. Now we have instruments like dhol and nadaswaram, and these are also very important for culture. So these kind of instruments. And on the other hand, we have the dhol that is played in the North Indian event also, North Indian style, and dancers also were present to perform all kinds of dance and music, so that they can welcome their Prime Minister like they wanted to. And this is what we are picking up from the ground here in Chennai, in the roads right in front of the Raj Bhavan to Anna University. The people have happily performed for their Prime Minister.
I want to say only 2 minutes about Modi and our state vice president. I want to make 2 minutes.
All right, so pictures on your screen are coming to you from Chennai, where the Prime Minister is attending the convocation of the Anna University. He will, of course, also be interacting with students inside the Anna University. The Prime Minister reached Chennai on Thursday, and he also inaugurated the 44th Chess Olympiad that's being held in Chennai currently. Well, we are cutting across to visuals that we are getting from Bengaluru, where thousands of people have gathered for the funeral procession of the youth who was stabbed to death in a public place last night. Now, we are given to understand that the Mangaluru top cop has in fact spoken to Republic TV over the killing of Fazil, and chorus, of course, is growing for justice to be rendered to Fazil. Even as this happens, we are given to understand that the Mangaluru top cop has spoken to Republic TV. They are trying to identify the people who could be behind the murder of Fazil. But Fazil, of course, was stabbed to death outside a shop by masked attackers in Bengaluru on Thursday evening. The savage attack, caught on CCTV camera, took place amid tensions in the district.
Yesterday's murder of Fazil, and what is the investigation is saying? Have you found out what is the reason behind this?
See, yesterday at about 8:50.
दव जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிது தெக்களமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தர்க்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறவியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
We request our Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to felicitate our Chief Guest, Honorable Prime Minister of India. On behalf of Anna University, we request the Vice Chancellor to present the memento to our Chief Guest, Honorable Prime Minister of India. Now we request the Honorable Higher Education Minister to felicitate our Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. We request the Honorable Higher Education Minister to felicitate our Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. We request the Vice Chancellor to felicitate Honorable Minister of State. We request the Vice Chancellor to felicitate our Honorable Higher Education Minister. We request the Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Higher Education Minister to deliver the welcome address.
நேற்றைக்கு தமிழகத்தில் 44வது செஸ் ஒலிம்பிக் போட்டியை துவக்கி வைத்து இன்று அண்ணா பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் 42வது பட்டமளிப்பு விழாவிற்கு முதன்மை விருந்தினராக வருகை புரிந்து சிறப்புரையாற்றவிருக்கிற இந்திய நாட்டின் மாண்புமிகு பிரதம அமைச்சர் ஐயா நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்களே, அவர்களை வருக வருக என வரவேற்கிறேன். I extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Prime Minister of India to this esteemed institution. I thank him for the same. இளமை முதலே திராவிட இயக்கத்திற்காக உழைத்து கடந்த ஓராண்டு காலமாக தமிழகத்தை பல்வேறு துறைகளிலும் உயர்த்தி வருகின்ற கௌரவ விருந்தினர் மாண்புமிகு தமிழக முதல்வர் தளபதி மு.க. ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். அண்ணா பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் வேந்தராக செயல்பட்டு கொண்டு இந்த பல்கலைக்கழகத்தினுடைய வளர்ச்சிக்காக செயல்பட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிற இந்த மாணவர்களுக்கு பட்டமளிக்க வருகை புரிந்திருக்கிற தமிழகத்தின் மேதகு ஆளுநர் அன்பிற்குரிய ஐயா ரவி அவர்களையும் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு வருக வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்றேன். மத்திய இணையமைச்சர் முனைவர் எல் முருகன் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். அதேபோல இதை ஏற்பாடு செய்திருக்கிற உயர்கல்வித்துறை செயலர் மற்றும் துணைவேந்தர் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். மேலும் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியிலே கலந்து கொண்டிருக்கிற அமைச்சர் பெருமக்களையும் சட்டமன்ற நாடாளுமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களையும் தலைமைச் செயலாளர் முதலமைச்சரின் முதன்மை செயலாளர் உள்ளிட்ட அனைத்து அரசு செயலாளர்களையும் ஆட்சி மன்ற குழு உறுப்பினர்களையும் மற்றும் பேராசிரியர் பெருமக்களையும் பட்டம் பெறவிருக்கிற மாணவ மாணவியர்களையும் அவர்களுடைய பெற்றோர்களையும் ஊடகத்துறை சார்ந்தவர்களையும் அன்புடன் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கிறேன். இந்த பட்டமளிப்பு விழாவில் பட்டம் பெறுகிற நீங்கள் உங்கள் எதிர்கால வாழ்க்கையில் வளம்பல பெற்று நலமோடு வாழ நம்முடைய தமிழக முதல்வர் அவர்கள் தன்னுடைய பிறந்த நாளில் அறிவித்த நான் முதல்வன் திட்டத்தின் மூலமாக பல்வேறு சாதனைகளை உயர்கல்வித்துறையில் செய்திருக்கிறார். பட்டம் பெறும் நீங்கள் வேலைவாய்ப்பை தேடுபவர்களாக மட்டும் இல்லாமல் வேலை தருகின்ற நிறுவன அதிபர்களாகவும் ஆக வேண்டும் என்ற எண்ணத்தோடு பாடத்திட்டங்களை உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்று ஆணையிட்டிருக்கிறார். எப்படி மருத்துவம் படித்த மாணவர்கள் அரசு வேலையை மட்டும் சார்ந்திராமல் தனியார் மருத்துவமனைகளையும் உருவாக்கி பலருக்கு வேலைவாய்ப்பை கொடுக்கிறார்களோ அதுபோல பொறியியல் பட்டம் பெறுகிற நீங்களும் உங்கள் தகுதி திறமைக்கு ஏற்ப சிறு சிறு தொழில்களை உருவாக்கி தொழில் முனைவர்களாக வர வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் நம்முடைய முதலமைச்சருடைய நோக்கம்.
Give a lot of job opportunities for medical students apart from the government jobs. Similarly, the students who are studying engineering like you should also be able to introduce a lot of new companies, bring up a lot of new startups so that a lot of job opportunities can be created.
பட்டம் பெற்று வெளியே செல்லவிருக்கிற நீங்கள் வேலை தேடுபவர்களாக மட்டும் இல்லாமல் வேலை கொடுப்பவர்களாகவும் மாற வேண்டும் என்று உங்களை நான் அன்போடு வேண்டி கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன்.
All of you all who are graduating today, not just
உயர்கல்வி படிப்பவர்களின் எண்ணிக்கையில்
a lot of companies based on engineering, but also should be able to give a lot of job opportunities to others.
உயர்கல்வி பெறுகின்றனர். அதிலும் தற்காலங்களில் ஆண்களை விட பெண்களே அதிகம் பயிலுகின்றனர்.
Rank 1 in the percentage of people, higher percentage of people who get higher education. Almost 53% of students get higher education from the state of Tamil Nadu.
பெண்கள் பரிசுகளை பெறுகின்றனர்.
Similarly, the women count is also high here.
30 ஆண்கள்.
6.7% of women get higher education in the state of Tamil Nadu.
பெண்களின் உயர்கல்வியை உயர்த்த வேண்டும் என்ற நோக்கத்தோடுதான் அரசு பள்ளிகளில் படித்த மாணவிகள் உயர்கல்வியை சேர்ந்தால் அவர்களுக்கு மாதம் ரூபாய் 1000 ஊக்கத்தொகை வழங்கப்படும் என அறிவித்திருக்கிற ஒரே முதல்வர் நம்முடைய முதல்வர் தான் என்பதை மறந்துவிடக்கூடாது. Those lady students who have studied in government schools in the villages, if they go to higher education, they will be given 1000 rupees per month. This is the first time in India our Chief Minister is introducing. This is because to improve women education in India, that is our Chief Minister is doing in Tamil Nadu. மேலும் கிராமப்புற மாணவர்களின் உயர்கல்வி பெற வேண்டும் என்ற நோக்கத்தோடு கலைஞர் அவர்கள் நுழைவுத் தேர்வை ரத்து செய்தார். அதனால் அதற்கு முன்னர் 25,000ஆக இருந்த கிராமப்புற மாணவர்களின் சேர்க்கை எண்ணிக்கையை 77,000ஆக உயர்ந்தது. This is because of the abolition of entrance test to the engineering colleges. It increased the strength from 25,000 to 77,000 in engineering colleges. மேலும் தற்போது அரசு பள்ளிகளில் படிக்கிற மாணவர்களுக்கு தொழிற்கல்வியில் 7.5% உள் ஒதுக்கீட்டையும் நம்முடைய முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் வழங்கி இருக்கிறார்கள். அது மட்டுமின்றி அவ்வொதுக்கீட்டில் சேரும் மாணவர்களுக்கு உண்டான விடுதி கட்டணம், கல்வி கட்டணம், பேருந்து கட்டணம் உள்ளிட்ட அனைத்து கட்டணங்களையும் அரசே ஏற்கும் என அறிவித்துள்ளார்கள். Our Chief Minister is announced 7.5% to the students who have studied in the government schools. Not only 7.5%, their education fee, there is no education fee, there is no hostel fee, there is no transport fee. These are
Republic TV, and still to come, the BJP reminds the Congress of how Rajnath Singh was summoned before the Privileges Committee of Parliament in 2012. And we will also continue to get you the latest of the Prime Minister's visit to Anna University.
I once again welcome our Prime Minister.
Reading allows us to become familiar with ourselves.
We don't read, we won't know what is knowledge. I just find it very interesting to know people's lives, how they went through certain situations, how they dealt with things.
So wherever you want to go in life, if you read books along those lines, then that would really help you in growing.
Reading could mean a million different things to every individual. What does it mean to you? Visit readindia.info to find out more.
At least 30 children were allegedly given the COVID-19 vaccine using a single syringe at a school in Sagar in Madhya Pradesh. Now, the police officials have said that they have received a complaint and the district administration collected the children's blood samples for further investigation. A school teacher was reportedly suspended from her job after a video of her entering a flooded school by climbing over plastic chairs held by students went viral on the social media. In the video, a group of children could be seen walking through water to place.
Britain's Prince Charles met with the Commonwealth Games athletes before the event's opening ceremony, and he greeted and spoke with them at the athletes' village where the competitors are staying during the Games. The German national team trained at their Euro 2022 final team base for the first time ahead of Sunday's match against the hosts England at London's Wembley Stadium. The last time England and Germany met at a Euros final was in Helsinki in 2009 when the Germans won 6-2. FC Barcelona and Sevilla reached an agreement for Chelsea target Jules Koundé, and the French international is scheduled to join Barcelona for a reported €50 million.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
India's Super News Network. Republic Media Network's #1 super feed. #1 across all 3 channels.
A 13-year-old boy in a tragic incident lost his life after a double-story house collapsed in a village. The deceased was asleep in the house when the house collapsed. The child's grandfather was also in the house and was rushed to a hospital after he was critically injured. He was among 7 members of the family present in the house at the time of the incident, though the rest of the members managed to escape unhurt. The child was later rushed to the hospital for immediate medical treatment but succumbed to his injuries. Bulldozers were called in to conduct excavation operations at the site of the incident. Meanwhile, the grandfather of the boy is being treated at the hospital.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
I believe there will be a quality change in the higher education in Tamil Nadu and attitudinal changes among the students in the coming years. The online program MBA has been successfully launched in October 2021. Several short-term courses on emerging technologies and courses promoting Indian traditional values of Siddha and Ayurveda are also in progress to launch through online. The Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India has invited Anna University to participate in implementing the E-Vidya Bharati and E-Arogya Bharati network project, which aims to provide scholarships to African students for pursuing online degree program. 88 books were authored by faculty members of Anna University during the last academic year. In research perspective, a total of 89 research papers were published in international journals by faculty members of Anna University. Anna University bagged Clarivate India Research Citation Excellence Award for highest citations among the state universities in India. The university received a total of 103 sponsored research projects with a total amount of 31.75 crores and 906 consultancy services to the tune of rupees 35.98 crores during this academic year. Anna University KBC Research Center of Anna University is now executing a consortium project worth 11.79 crores under the Bashini Mission project. Anna University was granted with 23 patents during the year 21-22. In innovation and incubation perspective, out of 25 incubatees registered with Anna University during the last year with Atal Incubation Center, one of the incubatee, Space Kids Private Limited, is going to launch Asadi Sat, a satellite built by 750 government school girls from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, which will be launched by ISRO in remembrance of Asadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Tamil Nadu government established Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Corporation partnering with the MIT Anna University in 2022. The Department of Information Technology, Government of Tamil Nadu, is presently establishing an IT&D hub at a cost of rupees 54.61 crore in Anna University on emerging and deep tech startups. A research park inside the CEG campus with a budget of rupees 50 crores is in progress to promote innovation, incubation, and accelerating the growth of startups. With respect to students' achievements, 256 companies took place in the recruitment process and 79.4% of undergraduate students were placed through campus recruitment process. Students have excelled in various sports activities, notably Khelo India achievements with gold in aquatics, silver in karate, gold in tennis, and gold in weightlifting and several other tournaments. Regarding green initiatives, e-vehicle operation inside the campus, solar PV plant, network load monitoring system for 50 buildings inside CEG campus were executed, and wastewater treatment with ultra filtration improvement of groundwater level by storage of rainwater runoff in pond are under progress. Received District Green Champion certificate from Ministry of Education, Government of India in the year 2022 for the adoption of implementation of best practices of Swachhta Action Plan. Anna University ranked 8th in the world in the Sustainable Development Goals, Affordable Clean Energy by Times Higher Education, the impact ranking based on research output in 2021-22. With regard to outreach and extension activities, Anna University adopted Pattipulam village in Chengalpattu, Mambakam village in Kanjipuram, Melathur village in Sriperumbudur, Tirupalivanam village and Pallipalayam village in Thiruvarur. Our Chancellor's recent initiatives of fortnight independence celebration through all Vice Chancellors will definitely reach all the villages of Tamil Nadu through university, colleges and schools. Anna University is in the process of developing a model village by means of adopting various technologies in agriculture towards increasing the farmers' income. Anna Community Radio, the first community radio in India by an educational institution in 2004, is doing several extension activities and declared as lead community radio station by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India in 2022. Anna University has been working on every functional aspects, competing with the global universities with the benchmarking standards, and it is visible that recently Anna University attained a position of 551 to 560th position. from the 800 to 1000 position from the last year as per QS World Ranking 2023. It is our pride to note that our Anna University occupies the 13th position among the Indian universities as per 2023 QS ranking. Anna University reached such heights only with the active participation of all our, and the institute is grateful to the Government of India and Government of Tamil Nadu for its continued and sustained encouragement and support. Anna University attained a historical value with the presence of our Honorable Prime Minister today, and we are strongly assured that our Anna University pledges its fullest participation along with the country towards attaining the status Vishwaguru in the new emerging world order. My hearty congratulations to all graduates and rank holders and my best wishes for all your future endeavors. Valga Tamilagam, Valga Bharadam, Valiya Vaiyagam.
I declare this convocation open. This convocation of Anna University has been called on to confer the degrees and diplomas in the faculties of civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, information and communication engineering, technology, architecture and planning, science and humanities and management sciences upon candidates who in the examinations recently held for the purpose have been certified to be worthy of the same.
We request the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to address the gathering.
அன்புள்ள அண்ணா பல்கலைக்கழகத்தினுடைய 42வது பட்டமளிப்பு விழாவில் முதன்மை விருந்தினராக வருகை தந்து சிறப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய மாண்புமிகு இந்திய பிரதமர் நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்களே, மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு ஆளுநரும் பல்கலைக்கழக வேந்தருமான
திரு Prime Minister Narendra Modi to have come to this 42nd convocation of Anna University. He then welcomes the Governor of Tamil Nadu, R.N. Ravi. He now welcomes the Higher Education Minister, who is also the Deputy Chancellor of the Anna University, Ponmudi. He now welcomes the Minister of State, L. Murugan. He welcomes the Vice Chancellor of Anna University. He now welcomes all the ministers of the state of Tamil Nadu who are present here today. He also welcomes the Higher Education Department officials who are also present there. He welcomes the Chennai Corporation Mayor. Now he finally greets the staff and students of the Anna University. He says that yesterday the International Chess Olympiad was inaugurated by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is the first time ever that it is happening in India, and it's happening in Asia for the third time. This kind of an international recognition has been received to Tamil Nadu. From yesterday, the reputation and recognition for India in the international chess circuit has reached the sky.
மாண்புமிகு பிரதமர் அவர்களுக்கு இன்று மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை என்னுடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன்.
He once again thanks the Prime Minister for coming down to Chennai and inaugurating the International Chess Olympiad that was conducted yesterday.
NIIE, NIRF அந்த தரவரிசை பட்டியலில் இடம்பெற்றிருக்கக்கூடிய நிறுவனங்களில் மிக பெருவாரியான தமிழ்நாட்டை சார்ந்தவை என்பது அனைவருக்கும் தெரியும். இத்தகைய உயர்கல்வியில் மேன்மை பெற்ற
He says that when the NIRF rankings was announced, a lot and a majority of the institutions were from Tamil Nadu. And he wants to welcome the Prime Minister once again on behalf of everybody.
மாணவ மாணவியர் அனைவருக்கும் எனது மனமார்ந்த வாழ்த்துக்களை முதலில் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். காஞ்சியில் பிறந்த
He conveys his wishes to all the students who are graduating today.
அண்ணா அவர்களுடைய பெயரில் அமைந்துள்ள பல்கலைக்கழகத்துடைய பட்டமளிப்பு விழாவில் பேரறிஞர் அண்ணா அவர்கள் மதுரை காமராசர் பல்கலைக்கழகத்துடைய பட்டமளிப்பு விழாவில் பேசும்போது சுட்டி காட்டியதை நான் சுருக்கமாக உங்களுக்கு எடுத்துக் கூற விரும்புகிறேன்.
He says he wants to talk about a very small statement that Anna, Peraringer Anna had mentioned in Madurai Kamaraj University's convocation back then.
பட்டம் பெற்ற நீங்கள் தான் இந்த நாட்டினுடைய திருவிளக்கு. நாட்டை செழிக்க செய்யக்கூடிய வல்லுநர்கள் நீங்கள் தான். தமிழ் உமது முரசம்.
Says that this degree is not just for you but also for the country, to develop the country and to take part in the growth of the country. This is going to help.
ஏற்றமிகு வெற்றியினை ஈட்டுவீர் என்று பேரறிஞர் அறிஞர் அண்ணா அவர்கள் சொன்னதைத்தான் உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் நான் எடுத்துக்காட்டிட விரும்புகிறேன். இந்த பட்டத்தோடு உங்களுடைய படிப்பு முடிந்து விடுவதில்லை. அந்த பட்டத்தை நோக்கி உயருங்கள். பட்டங்கள் என்பவை வேலை வாய்ப்புக்காக மட்டுமல்ல.
He says that your education does not end with this degree.
உங்களுக்கு பட்டம் வழங்கும் விழாவுக்கு
It is not just a degree. This is the way that you can increase your intelligence and your knowledge.
முதன்மை விருந்தினராக வருகை தந்துள்ளார். இது உங்களுக்கு கிடைத்திருக்கக்கூடிய மிகப்பெரிய பெருமை. நான் பட்டம் வாங்கும்போது பிரதமரே
You all are blessed. You have to be proud that you are able to receive your degree from the Prime Minister himself.
இத்தகைய பெருமைகளோடு எதிர்காலத்திற்குள்
You can always recall this moment and say with pride that you got to receive your degrees from the Prime Minister.
சாதி, மதம், மனம், அதிகாரம், வயது, அனுபவம், பதவி, நாடுகள், வளர்ச்சி ஆகிய அனைத்தின் தன்மையும் ஆளுக்கு ஆள், நேரத்துக்கு நேரம், நாட்டுக்கு நாடு வேறுபடுது. ஆனால் அறிவு மட்டும்தான் அனைத்தையும் கடந்து ஒரே அளவுகோடு அளவிடப்படும்.
Age, caste, religion or be it anything else, it will differ from country to country, but knowledge is the only thing that is going to be equal for everybody.
தஞ்சை பெரிய கோயில் என வரலாற்றில் நிலைத்திருக்கக்கூடிய பல படைப்புகளை தனது தொழில்நுட்ப அறிவால் எல்லோருக்கும் முன்னோடியாக தமிழன் படைத்திருக்கிறார். கல்வி என்பதுதான் யாராலும்
Tamil people have always had the knowledge of everything,
படிப்புக்கு மட்டும் எத்தகைய தடைகள்
including engineering, technology and architecture, everything way back then itself. We believe that everybody should be able to get maximum education in all the fields possible. That is why we are making sure that the Dravidian model that we are following makes sure that every person, every single student in the state gets proper education, equal education.
அனைவருக்கும் கல்வி, அனைவருக்கும் கல்லூரி கல்வி, அனைவருக்கும் உயர்கல்வி, அனைவருக்கும் ஆராய்ச்சி கல்வி என்ற இலக்கை நோக்கி தமிழ்நாடு
13-year-old boy in a tragic incident lost his life after a double-story house collapsed in a village. The deceased was asleep in the house when the house collapsed. The child's grandfather was also in the house and was rushed to a hospital after he was critically injured. He was among 7 members of the family present in the house at the time of the incident, though the rest of the members managed to escape unhurt. The child was later rushed to the hospital for immediate medical treatment but succumbed to his injuries. Bulldozers were called in to conduct excavation operations at the site of the incident. Meanwhile, the grandfather of the boy is being treated at the hospital. District Collector sought a report over the incident. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
उसमें आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से और कश्मीरी
Now viewers, getting you updates from the world of sports. A cricket tournament was organized for differently able players in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwang, aiming to bolster their confidence as they reach the national and international levels in sport. The organizer of the tournament said that he was ready to organize other activities as well if they wanted to do something else. India held an optional net session on the eve of their opening Group A match against Australia at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and only 6 players attended the session managed by coach Ramesh Pawar, with an all-rounder Radha Yadav and opener Shefali Verma among the notables at the Moseley Cricket Club.
உள்ள சுமார் 10 லட்சம் இளைஞர்களை படிப்பில், அறிவியல், சிந்தனையில், ஆற்றலில், திறமையில் திட்டமிட மேற்கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். அவர்கள் வேலை பெறுவதற்கான வாய்ப்புகள் அதிகரிக்க செய்து அவர்களின் திறமையை அவர்களுக்கு உணர்த்தி அதன் மூலம் ஒட்டுமொத்த இந்தியாவை நம்மை பெற்றிடும் வகையில், நாம் பெற்றிடக்கூடிய வகையில் இந்த திட்டம் துவக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. தொழில்நுட்ப மாற்றங்கள் மற்றும் 4ஆம் தலைமுறை தொழில் வளர்ச்சி இண்டஸ்ட்ரி 4.0 என்ற அந்த அடிப்படைக்கு ஏற்ப நமது இளைஞர்கள் தயாராக வேண்டும் என்பதே என்னுடைய வேண்டுகோள். தொழிற்சாலைகளின் தரம் உயர்த்த தொழில் புத்தாக்க மையங்கள், இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் இன்னோவேஷன் சென்டர்ஸ் உருவாக்கி வருகிறோம். நான் அடிக்கடி சொல்லி வருவது போல 2026ஆம் ஆண்டுக்குள் தமிழகத்தின் 2 மில்லியன் இளைஞர்களின் திறன் மேம்பாடு அடைய வேண்டும். அதில் நீங்களும் இடம்பெற்றாக வேண்டும். 2030ஆம் ஆண்டுக்குள் தமிழகத்தில் $1 டிரில்லியன் பொருளாதாரத்தை வளர்க்க வேண்டும். அதிலும் உங்கள் பங்கு இருக்க வேண்டும். எல்லோருக்கும் எல்லாம் என்ற இலக்கை நோக்கிய உலகத்தை உருவாக்க நீங்கள் உங்களை ஒப்படைத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்களை அனைத்து வகையிலும் தகுதிப்படுத்திக் கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்களது வளர்ச்சிக்கு தடையாக எது இருந்தாலும் அதனை தகர்த்து முன்னேற்றம் காணுங்கள். உங்களது கனவுகளை மட்டுமல்ல, உங்களது பெற்றோர் கனவுகளை நிறைவேற்றுங்கள். உங்களிடமிருந்து எந்த மாநிலமும் இந்திய நாடும் நிறைய எதிர்பார்க்கிறது. தமிழ்நாட்டின் தலை சிறந்த தொழில்நுட்ப கல்வி நிறுவனத்தில் பட்டம் பெற்றிருக்கிறீர்கள். அரசியலமைப்பு வலியுறுத்தும் அறிவியல் மனப்பான்மையை நீங்கள் வளர்த்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும். பழமைவாதத்தை புறந்தள்ளி புதிய கருத்துக்களை ஏற்று பகுத்தறிவு பாதையை நடைபோட்டால்தான் நீங்கள் பெற்ற பட்டத்துக்கு பெருமை. இன்று முதல் நீங்கள் பட்டதாரிகள் மட்டுமல்ல, வளரப்போகக்கூடிய இந்தியாவினுடைய தமிழ்நாட்டில் நல்லெண்ண தூதுவர்கள். என் அன்பிற்குரிய மாணவ மனிதருக்கு என்னுடைய அன்பான வாழ்த்துக்கள், அறிவான பாராட்டுகள் எப்பொழுதும் உண்டு. நம்முடைய திராவிட மாடல் ஆட்சியில் தமிழ்நாட்டு உயர்கல்வியின் பொற்காலத்தை உருவாக்க தொடர்ந்து அயராது உழைப்போம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
We will all come together and work so that we will able to bring about the golden period of higher education in the state. And he ends his speech with, "Let's work hard together."
Let the candidates be now presented.
Honorable Chancellor, I present unto you the awardees for the University Gold Medals for first rank holders in the faculties of Civil Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Information and Communication Engineering, Technology, and Architecture and Planning, who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the degrees and medals. We request you to present the medals. Faculty of Civil Engineering, Srinidhi H, BE Civil Engineering. Ramya N, BE Civil Engineering, Tamil Medium. Mohana Priya B, BE Agricultural and Irrigation Engineering. Kausalyavati VK, BE Civil Engineering, Tamil Medium. Samarth K. Arora, BE Environmental Engineering. Malavika V, BE Civil Engineering. Krishnan J, BE Agriculture Engineering. Chelsea Serlin K, BE Geoinformatics Engineering. Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, Vijay A, BE Mechanical Engineering, Tamil Medium.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
India's Super News Network. Republic Media Network's #1 super feed. #1 across all 3 channels.
A 13-year-old boy in a tragic incident lost his life after a double-story house collapsed in a village. The deceased was asleep in the house when the house collapsed. The child's grandfather was also in the house and was rushed to a hospital after he was critically injured. He was among 7 members of the family present in the house at the time of the incident, though the rest of the members managed to escape unhurt. The child was later rushed to the hospital for immediate medical treatment but succumbed to his injuries. Bulldozers were called in to conduct excavation operations at the site of the incident. Meanwhile, the grandfather of the boy is being treated at the hospital. District Collector sought a report over the incident. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
उसमें आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से
और कश्मीरी
Now viewers, getting you updates from the world of sports. A cricket tournament was organized for differently able players in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwang, aiming to bolster their confidence as they reach the national and international levels in sport. The organizer of the tournament said that he was ready to organize other activities as well if they wanted to do something else. India held an optional net session on the eve of their opening Group A match against Australia at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and only
Development. Once again, another Congress leader defends insult of the president. This time it's Congress MP Rajmani Patel, saying it was a slip of tongue, and also that there is no reason for Sonia Gandhi to apologize. So the Congress continues with its defense of the abusive comment made
by its leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary yesterday. It says here that another leader now says that it was just a slip of tongue after Mr. Chaudhary himself had gone into a defense of his comment. He had referred to the Rashtrapati as Rashtrapatni and saying it was a slip of tongue. And the Congress MP who has said this is Rajmani Patel, and she says this to Republic.
हमारे संविधान ने, हमारे कानून ने, हमारी व्यवस्था ने जो विपक्ष का दायित्व दिया है, अधिकार दिया है, उसी अधिकार के तहत विपक्ष आवाज उठा रहा है। और विपक्ष कोई व्यक्तिगत मामला नहीं उठा रहा, किसी के हित में, किसी के विरोध में मामला नहीं उठा रहा है, बल्कि उठा रहा है कि सांसद को चुन करके इस देश की जनता भेजती है। इस देश की जनता का प्रतिबिंब होता है सांसद। तो जो जनता की समस्या है, जो जनता के जीवन से जुड़ी हुई है, आज महंगाई से आम जनता की कमर टूट गई है, आज उसकी ज़िंदगी बसर नहीं हो रही है, आज अपने बच्चों को पढ़ा नहीं पा रहे हैं, आज बेरोजगारी चरम सीमा पर है कि वो गलत कामों की ओर हमारा नौजवान जो हमारे देश की ताकत है वो दूसरे रास्ते की तरफ मुड़ रहा है। तो इन मुद्दों को अगर उठाना माने अपराध है, इन मुद्दों पर चर्चा करना अगर अपराध है, तो फिर मोदी जी बता दें कि सदन में चर्चा काहे के लिए करना चाहिए। तो इस मुद्दे को अगर उठाते हैं सरकार से कि भाई इस पर चर्चा करिए, देश की जनता की निगाह है, देश की जनता का भविष्य जुड़ा हुआ है, देश के बेरोजगारों का भविष्य जुड़ा हुआ है, तो इसमें कहते हैं कि हंगामा करते हैं, तो ये सवाल न उठाएं। तो सवाल क्या उठाएं सदन में? सदन में सांसदों की जिम्मेदारी क्या संविधान देता है, कानून क्या जिम्मेदारी देता है?
So breaking news coming in now. The Congress continues to remain apologetic, defiant on its stand that it was a slip of tongue that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary abused the chair, abused the president, referring to her as Rashtrapatni, even though the BJP has said that it was abusive and not a term that actually exists.
In a bizarre incident, watch students of primary school in Uttar Pradesh Baldio area making a bridge of chairs for teachers to enter the waterlogged school. This is yet another incident which went viral of teachers allegedly involved in a bizarre incident. Visuals show students drenched in knee-deep water making pathway for teachers by placing chairs in a row. Soon after the video went viral, the teachers were suspended.
उक्त वीडियो का हमने संज्ञान लिया है, उच्चाधिकारियों के भी संज्ञान में उक्त वीडियो है और हमने अध्यापका के विरुद्ध कार्यवाही कर दी है.
Similarly, a teacher was suspended in Uttar Pradesh Hardoi district few days earlier after a video of her getting massage from students went viral. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Muttu Ruby, BTech Fashion Technology. Faculty of Architecture.
At least 3 children allegedly given the COVID-19 vaccine using a single syringe at a school in Sagar in Madhya Pradesh. Now, the police officials have said that they have received a complaint and the district administration collected the children's blood samples for further investigation. A school teacher was reportedly suspended from her job after a video of her entering a flooded school by climbing over plastic chairs held by students went viral on the social media. In the video, a group of children could be seen walking through water to place.
Britain's Prince Charles met with the Commonwealth Games athletes before the event's opening ceremony, and he greeted and spoke with them at the athletes' village where the competitors are staying during the Games. The German national team trained at their Euro 2022 final team base for the first time ahead of Sunday's match against the hosts England at London's Wembley Stadium. The last time England and Germany met at a Euros final was in Helsinki in 2009 when the Germans won 6-2. FC Barcelona and Sevilla reached an agreement for Chelsea target Jules Koundé, and the French international is scheduled to join Barcelona for a reported €50 million.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
India's Super News Network. Republic Media Network's #1 super feed. #1 across all 3 channels.
And it's a big boost for country's defense capabilities. India received the first lot of the 2 US-built MH-60R multi-role helicopters at the Cochin International Airport.
My young friends, their parents and teachers, Anaivarukam Vanakkam. First of all, congratulations to all those who are graduating today in the Anna University's 42nd convocation. You would have already built a future of yourself in your minds. Therefore, today is not only a day of achievements, but also of aspirations. I wish that all the dreams of our youth come true. This is also a special time for teaching staff and non-teaching staff, support staff at Anna University. You are nation builders who are creating the leaders of tomorrow. You have seen many batches come and go, but each batch is unique. They leave their own set of memories. I specifically wish the parents of those who are graduating today. Your sacrifices have been crucial to your child's achievement. Today, we are here to celebrate the achievements of our youth in the vibrant city of Chennai. In February 1897, 125 years ago, Swami Vivekananda spoke to the Madras Times. He was asked about his plan for the future of India. He said, and I quote, "My faith is in the younger generation, the modern generation. Out of them will come my workers. They will work out the whole problem like lions." Unquote. Those words are still relevant. But this time, it is not only India that is looking towards its youths. The whole world is looking at India's youth with hope. Because you are the growth engines of the country. And India is the world's growth engine. It is a great honor. It is also a great responsibility, which I am sure you will excel in. Friends, when speaking of faith in our youth, how can we forget Bharat Ratna, former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam? I'm sure that it is a matter of pride for everyone in the Anna University that Dr. Kalam was closely associated with this university. I've heard that the room he stayed in has been converted into a memorial. May his thoughts and values inspire our youth. Friends, we are graduating in unique times. Some would call it a time of global uncertainty, but I would call it a time of great opportunity. The COVID-19 pandemic was an unprecedented event. It was once in a century crisis that nobody had an user manual for. It tested every country. As you know, adversities reveal what we are made of. India faced the unknown confidently, thanks to its scientists, healthcare workers, professionals, and common people. As a result, today every sector in India is bursting with new life. Whether it is industry, innovation, investment, or international trade, India at the forefront. Our industry has risen to the occasion. For example, electronic manufacturing. In the last year, India was the world's second largest mobile phone manufacturer. Innovation is becoming a way of life. In just the last 6 years, the number of recognized startups increased by 15,000%. Yes, you heard that right. 15,000%. From just 417 2016, it is nearly 73,000 now. When industry and innovation do well, investments follow. Last year, India received a record FDI of over $83 billion. Our startups too received record funding post-pandemic. Above all this, India's position in the international trade dynamics is at its best ever. Our country recorded the highest ever exports of goods and services. We exported food grain at a crucial time for the world. We recently signed a trade deal with UAE to our west and with Australia to our east. India is becoming a vital link in global supply chains. We have the chance to make the greatest impact now as India is converting obstacles into opportunities. Friends, most of you have studied in streams related to engineering or technology. In this era of tech-led disruptions, there are three important factors in your favor. The first factor is there is a taste for technology. There is a growing sense of comfort with the use of technology. Even the poorest of the poor are adapting to it. Farmers use apps to get information about markets, weather and prices. Homemakers are using technology to make their lives easier. Children are learning using technology. Small vendors are using digital payments. If you give them cash, some of them will actually tell you they prefer digital. India is the world leader in digital payments and fintech. A huge market for technological innovations is waiting for you to do your magic. The second factor is there is trust in risk takers. Earlier, at social occasions, it was difficult for a youngster to say he or she was an entrepreneur. People used to tell them to get settled, meaning get a salaried job. Now, the situation is opposite. People ask whether you have tried to start something on your own. Even if one is working in a job, it is seen a closer to work for startups. The rise of risk takers means two things for you. You can take risks on your own, or you can build upon the opportunities created by others. The third factor, there is temperament for reform. Earlier, there was a notion that a strong government means it should control everything and everyone. But we have changed this. A strong government does not control everything or everyone. It controls the system's impulse to interfere. A strong government is not restrictive, but is responsive. A strong government does not move into every domain. It limits itself and makes space for people's talent. A strong government strength lies in its humility to accept that it cannot know or do everything. This is why you see reforms in every sphere that make greater space for the people and their freedom. The new national education policy ensures greater freedom for youth to take decisions according to evolving situations. The scrapping of nearly 25,000 compliances is boosting ease of living. Removal of angel tax, removal of retrospective tax, and reduction of corporate tax are encouraging investments and industry. The reforms in drones, space, and geospatial sectors are opening up new avenues. The reforms in the infrastructure sector through PM Gati Shakti Master Plan are creating world-class infrastructure at speed and scale. There is taste for technology, trust in risk takers, temperament for freedom, for reform. All these factors are creating a platform for you where opportunities are created, sustained, and grown. Friends, the next 25 years are crucial for both you and India. It is the Amrit Kal leading up to the 100th year of independence. We are lucky that many young people like you will build their own future as well as India's. So, your growth is India's growth. Your learnings are India's learnings. Your victory is India's victory. So when you make your plans for yourself and your family, remember that you are automatically making plans for India too. It is a historic opportunity that only your generation has. Take it and make the best out of it. Once again, congratulations and all the best. Thank you.
Now we request the candidates to stand and take the pledge.
We shall, in thought, word and deed, ever endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the discharge of our duties in our profession, and shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of our university.
Well, we are cutting across to visuals that we are getting of the Union Minister Smriti Irani currently meeting President Draupadi Murmu. Now, in a tweet, Smriti Irani said, and I quote, "Had the privilege of calling upon the Honourable President of India, Draupadi Murmu ji." So those are pictures on your screen of Smriti Irani meeting Draupadi Murmu, the newly elected president. She, of course, President took oath on the 25th of July, and thereafter, of course, we have seen a large amount of controversy break out over the office of the President. Smriti Irani, of course, has defended the President very robustly.
Strict actions on all the three cases.
I will not explain anything now. As and when required, whatever is necessary within the frame of law, we will do all actions. It might be UP model or Karnataka model.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Minister of Karnataka, Basvaraj Bommai, is speaking about law and order, going on to say that we will do whatever we can to make sure that the culprits are brought to book. We are heading back into the other breaking news that we were just tracking. Pictures on your screen are of the Union Minister Smriti Irani meeting the President Draupadi Murmu. Now, Smriti Irani's meeting, of course, does come under at a time when there has been controversy surrounding the comment of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of the Congress party, where he referred to the President as Rashtrapatni. That, of course, led to a debate as well as a furor in both houses of Parliament. The Congress party, of course, so far has refused to apologize. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary saying that it was an inadvertent mistake. But Smriti Irani over there in those pictures with the President, she's also tweeted about it, that she went in to meet the new President of the country, Draupadi Murmu, at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And here's the latest that we are getting in the Bengal cash scam. In fact, this is a stunning twist that is coming to light. The ED, which is investigating this particular case, has said that there appears to be a case that 4 cars are missing from Arpita Mukherjee's Toliganj flat. The ED has recovered only 1 car out of the 5 that belong to Arpita Mukherjee after raiding the premises. Now, the remaining 4 cars are believed to be missing. Now, the ED is, of course, searching for where these cars could perhaps be. Do remember that various apartments of Arpita Mukherjee have been raided by the Enforcement Directorate, and a huge amount of seizures have been made at both flats. These seizures, of course, include cash, gold coins, property deeds, as well as silver. But the latest that we are getting on this is that the ED believes that there are 4 luxury vehicles that belong to Arpita Mukherjee which are currently missing. The ED, of course, is trying to track those down. It's only one that they have been able to seize in this particular case. Do remember that Arpita Mukherjee as well as Partho Chatterjee are both in the ED's custody, where questioning is where they are being questioned in the Bengal cash scam. Piyush Ori is reporting from outside the Enforcement Directorate's office in Kolkata. He's getting us the latest. Piyush, good morning. Piyush, give us more details in terms of the ED's investigation. Okay, I don't think we've been able to establish that link with Piyush Ori. He's reporting from outside the ED's office in Kolkata. But after the massive amount of cash as well as gold and silver and property deeds that were seized from the various apartments that belong to Arpita Mukherjee, we're now learning that the ED is on the lookout for about 4 luxury cars that belong to Arpita Mukherjee but have now seemed to have gone missing. I think we've got Piyush back. Piyush, take us through the details of the investigation.
So definitely, as you said, as you know, the Enforcement Directorate is now tightening its hold over this recruitment scam which involves Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee. And in this, now we are getting to know that there are 4 luxury cars reportedly belonging to Arpita Mukherjee that is now beginning to miss. What we have been also told is that it is these luxurious cars where some very important documents and also the black money involving from this recruitment scam was there. So now, the ED officials are beginning their search for these vehicles. And if they are going to get these vehicles, we have been told that it is going to further tighten their hold over this recruitment scam, which has, rocked the politics of Bengal and which has already weakened the stature of Partha Chatterjee, which has also been sacked from all the cabinet berths from the TMC. Back to you in the studio.
Absolutely. Now, Piyush, we are learning that Partha Chatterjee as well as Arpita Mukherjee were taken for their medical checkups. Of course, for Partha Chatterjee, the court has ordered regular medical checkups. But give us more details in terms of how their questioning will now go forward.
So, they have just been taken to ESI hospital here at Joka in Kolkata, outside the suburbs of Kolkata, for the medical examination. Now, this medical examination, at least for Partha Chatterjee, is very important because, as Partha Chatterjee said, that, he was suffering from several illnesses. and he definitely required some relief from the questioning of Enforcement Directorate. However, when the same examination was being done by Ames Bhubaneswar, it was found out that he could be questioned, which ultimately led to his being taken into custody by the Enforcement Directorate. So now, as per the court orders, there are medical examinations that needs to be regularly done for Partha Chatterjee, and the Enforcement Directorate is complying by this rule. Having said that, the Enforcement Directorate is making no stone unturned to make sure that they tighten their hold over this recruitment scam. And for this, there are several raids that have been happening at the associate of Partha Chatterjee's associate Arpita Mukherjee, in which the Enforcement Directorate has been successful in finding the heaps of cash. They have been able to find these heaps of cash, and now the main challenge for the Enforcement Directorate officials is to find the source of income. And for this, the investigation is ongoing. Back to you in the studio.
Now, what I also wanted to understand is that the ED seems to be, wanting to interrogate more people to be able to ascertain the extent really of this scam. So any inputs that you're getting on that?
Well, this recruitment scam has rocked the politics of Bengal, and it is now rightly said that it is not only Partha Mukherjee, who by the way is one of the senior ministers of TMC. He was the education minister and was the industries minister when he was arrested, cannot be involved. So for this, what we have been told is that another senior minister known as Maulik Bhattacharya, he is also been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. He can also today come at any time for questioning for the Enforcement Directorate. We are over here at Enforcement Directorate waiting for his arrival. We hope that today he may come to Enforcement Directorate for questioning. Besides this, the officer of special duty for Partha Chatterjee, Sukanto Acharya, he's also been asked by the Enforcement Directorate for questioning. The BJP, which has been staging its protest over this entire scam ever since this scam has occurred, say that it is not only Partha Chatterjee or Arpita Mukherjee, but several other leaders that are involved in this scam. And all major leaders of TMC, especially those who are there in the education department, should be interrogated. They say that this scam is not only restricted to 53 crore, but can range up to 100 of crores. What is going to be the outcome? It can only come out when the Enforcement Directorate completes its investigation. Back to you in the studio.
Right. Piyush, thank you very much for bringing us those details. As Piyush is pointing out, of course, the investigations by the ED are continuing. They are now on the lookout for 4 luxury vehicles that belong to Arpita Mukherjee.
Directorate is tightening its grip over Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee, but there are claims that there are more senior TMC leaders who are involved. As BJP says is going to commit its count on the street for this protest, we are going to be there on the ground, keeping you updated for all these updates on the recruitment scam which has rocked the politics of Bengal. Stay tuned to Republic Media Network.
And it's a big boost for country's defense capabilities. India received the first lot of the 2 US-built MH-60R multi-role helicopters at the Cochin International Airport. The third helicopter is scheduled to be delivered in August this year. Remember, in 2020, India made an agreement with the United States government to procure 24 MH-60R multi-role helicopters.
United States looks at the start of a recession as the economy shrinks again in the second quarter. Moscow court fines the social media giants including Spotify and Tinder for refusing to store users' data domestically. Battle against raging wildfires across Germany and Czech Republic on. Zelensky makes fresh appointments after sacking top ministers from the government.
में आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से
और कश्मीरी
Now viewers, getting you updates from the world of sports. A cricket tournament was organized for differently able players in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwang, aiming to bolster their confidence as they reach the national and international levels in sport. The organizer of the tournament said that he was ready to organize other activities as well if they wanted to do something else. India held an optional net session on the eve of their opening Group A match against Australia at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and only 6 players attended the session managed by coach Ramesh Pawar, with an all-rounder Radha Yadav and opener Shefali Verma among the notables at the Moseley Cricket Club.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic Live Stream with you everywhere. Republic Live Stream, India's #1 streaming news.
At least 30 children were allegedly given the COVID-19 vaccine using a single syringe at a school in Sagar in Madhya Pradesh. Now, the police officials have said that they have received a complaint and the district administration collected the children's blood samples for further investigation.
Police vans have also come in right now just to give the security to the BJP legislators right now as they are staying here for a while before the government formation actually takes place. About 17 locations where these searches are being carried out. In all likelihood, the number is going to go up. There could be some arrests. Total of 8 CCTV footages that have been accessed. This encapsulates Kole's murder that has taken place.
The headlines at this hour: another incident of hate killing in Karnataka. Another youth brutally hacked to death in Mangaluru. Tensions simmer in Mangaluru as another youth is killed. Section 144 imposed until Saturday. After shameful sexism, Congress tries to brazen it out now, defends abuse of power in an even shocking justification. Bengal cash scam explodes after mega cash hauls. Now 4 of Arpita's cars go missing. BJP reminds Congress of how Rajnath Singh was summoned to Privileges Committee of Parliament in 2012. A day after Sonia allegedly loses her cool, Congress to now hold strategy meet in Parliament. It's day 2 of Prime Minister's Chennai visit. Colourful scenes play out as Chennai welcomes the Prime Minister in a grand welcome. Welcome to this edition of Live and Breaking on Republic. I'm Rukma, and at the very beginning we get you visuals of Union Minister Smriti Irani meeting President Draupadi Murmu. In a tweet, Smriti Irani had said, and I quote, "Had the privilege of calling upon the Honourable President of India, Draupadi Murmu ji." So these are visuals we are getting you Smriti Irani there meeting with President Draupadi Murmu. This comes in the backdrop of a huge controversy that erupted over comments made by Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, after which the BJP had demanded an apology. The Congress refusing to oblige, in fact, standing strong in its defiant stand that it was a slip of tongue. Now we are seeing Smriti Irani meeting President Draupadi Murmu. So those are visuals there of Smriti Irani meeting President Draupadi Murmu, even as the issue of the Congress making disparaging comments against the highest constitutional head of our country. Even as that issue continues to escalate, the Congress continues to remain defiant in its stand that it was just a slip of tongue. Piyush Mishra, to tell us more. Piyush, we are seeing visuals of Smriti Irani meeting President Draupadi Murmu. We are seeing it as a very significant meeting, coming as it is in the backdrop of that huge controversy that erupted over the comments made by Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and then the Congress's subsequent stand.
Yes, these are the pictures coming in from inside the office of President, where Union Minister Smriti Irani has just met with the President of India, and she has tweeted, and I quote, "had the privilege of calling upon the Honorable President of India, Draupadi Murmu ji, along with MOS Munshpara, who is also the minister in Modi cabinet and another one more leader." So this meeting has come in the wake of massive controversy which is already going on between BJP and Congress over the demeaning words those were used by the Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary yesterday. It was Smriti Irani who had led the entire charge. In fact, she initially first did the press conference and also raised the issue of Adhir Ranjan calling Rashtrapati as Rashtrapatni inside the parliament. In fact, the BJP MPs women BJP MPs in fact had raised this issue. Smriti Irani had raised this issue in Lok Sabha and in Nirmala Sitharaman in Rajya Sabha, that they had in fact also demanded answers from Congress interim President Sonia Gandhi. In fact, they were also seeking an apology from not only Sonia Gandhi but also from Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. So today, Smriti Irani has gone and meet with President of India, Draupadi Murmu, along with two other colleagues. Yesterday, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary had also said that he can apologize to President of India, and for the same purpose, he has also sought time to meet her day after tomorrow. He had said this yesterday, day after tomorrow, which means he was talking about tomorrow, 30th of June. Though as of now, there is no official information has been given to Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary about his meeting with President. He is of the fact that he wants to go and apologize to the President of India, not to the BJP leaders. So massive controversy is taking place over this. Today also, the entire thing dropped the Parliament. Yesterday, Parliament could not function because of this statement given by Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. In fact, Sonia Gandhi yesterday had said that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary had already apologized. We also heard about the heated exchange of words which took place between Smriti Irani and Sonia Gandhi, where Sonia Gandhi had allegedly...
Right. In fact, Piyush, all eyes on that meeting. We had heard about a meeting yesterday as well. The Congress continuing to remain defiant in its stand. Now, Smriti Irani meets the President. Many thanks, Piyush, for joining us there. And in other news, down south, H.D. Kumaraswamy has slammed the Karnataka Chief Minister over the case of hate killing in the state. In fact, there have been a series of such killings in Karnataka. And H.D. Kumaraswamy has tweeted, and I quote, "The home coast of education, banking, industry, creativity, entrepreneurship is now a killing spree. 3 murders in 10 days. This is proof that law and order and internal security in the state has completely collapsed." The third murder happened when the Chief Minister, B.S. Bommai, was in Mangalore. Meanwhile, CM Sahiba is leaving the district. Staying there and observing the situation, he did not have the courage to issue orders to kill the murderers. What is the reason for their impatience? Any pressure from invisible hands? So H.D. Kumaraswamy making some explosive statements, asking some questions there, which could escalate this issue, slamming P.S. Baswaraj Bommai. And Sagai Raj joining us to tell us more. Sagai, tell us more about what H.D. Kumaraswamy is saying. Is that the stand of his party? Is that the stand of the opposition in the state?
See, the opposition has hit out at a ruling government stating that they are not giving free hands to police to go ahead and catch these perpetrators. In fact, H.D. Kumaraswamy, the former Karnataka chief minister who had tweeted about this particular incident, has stated that there are invisible hands behind this particular communal incident which has been reported from Mangaluru district. And he has also stated that police are not given a free hand to go ahead and investigate this particular thing. And he has also hit out at Karnataka government saying that the law and order situation in the state is deteriorating every single day. But the chief minister and the home minister are not acting on this particular issue. And even chief minister, when he was yesterday in Mangalore last night, this particular murder has been reported. And he has also raised the question of last three murders, one murder of Masood and thereafter Praveen and now Fazil. These three murders have happened, but the police are incompetent because of the BJP government in the state.
Right, it's one of the most severe, can we say, severe slammings of the state government, and he has asked a lot of pertinent questions. Sagai will be coming back to you throughout the day for more. You keep your eyes on that story, but let's listen in to more reactions, to more comments to understand about the case.
See, yesterday at about 8:15 this incident has taken place. So after that our investigative teams and our technical teams have been working to trace the accused and possibly to find out who are the accused. So my larger presence here is to ensure that no further untoward incident take place, and we have requested all people who are associated in this area who are publicly doing lot of public personalities and also religious leaders to ensure that no untoward incident is going to happen. So accordingly, now the body has reached masjid where the cremation is going to be done, and all across the commissionerate we have imposed 144 and strict bandobast is in place. Investigation part we are doing. Once we get some breakthrough, not revealing any details of investigation to an extent of clarifying confusion and rumors which are spread among the region. So I am going to clarify that.
Sir, if you notice that recently an incident was being reported from Dakshin Kannada in Puttur where Praveen was murdered, and people are saying that probably that might be linked with this, where there is a revenge murder which might have taken place. And these are theories which are doing rounds on social media. What I have to say about that?
See, as commissioner of this jurisdiction, I am personally supervising both investigation and law and order aspect. Investigation, whoever is involved, from the last constable to ACP who is looking into the investigation part, constable to a rank of inspector who is looking into the technical aspects of it, analyzing the CCTV. Since yesterday, since 8 o'clock, it's been about 12-13 hours, our officers are continuously trying to find out who are the accused and what is the reason behind it. Lot of rumors are spread around by vested interest groups. I do not want to comment upon it. Once we get hold of accused and once we establish the reason why this incident has taken place, I'll clarify.
How many teams have been formed to capture this accused, as well as how many have been detained for questioning so far, sir?
See, since yesterday, as 144 was in place, and the Surathkal and nearby places are considered communally very sensitive, and a lot of social media hate is being spread. So our larger focus has been on ensuring the peace in this area. 2 to 3 of our teams, exactly, it's not like separate teams, a group of officers and a very good number of crime and special branch and technically sound people have been put to task. CCTV analysis and trying to get the information about.
So Mangaluru top cop there speaking with Republic, our correspondent Sagai Raj, and telling him that investigations are on, giving us latest details in the case, saying that however there is a fear being created by rumors spread by vested interests, and said that there's strict bandobast in order to ensure that law and order and peace is maintained in the area. And let's move on now to some more stories from across India. Grand welcome for Prime Minister Narendra Modi witnessed in Chennai today. Welcomed with dhols and dance. Chennai welcomed the Prime Minister ahead of his visit to the 42nd convocation of Anna University. In a fatal accident, a class 9 student lost his life and several were injured as a school bus and a speeding truck collided in Punjab's Hoshiarpur. Congress MP Dipender Singh Hooda given a suspension of business notice in Rajya Sabha over Centre's Agnipath recruitment scheme in the monsoon session of Parliament. Congress MP K. Suresh gives adjournment motion notice in Lok Sabha over war of words which unfolded between Union Minister Smriti Irani and Sonia Gandhi. Congress MP alleges that shocking attempts were made by BJP MPs, including Union Minister Smriti Irani, to threaten Sonia Gandhi. Amid flash floods in Himachal Pradesh, a link road was washed away in Kaza district. An estimated loss of 15 lakh rupees has been incurred. And the Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority has urged the district administration to take stock of the situation. And breaking news coming in now amid all the uproar over Congress's insult to President Draupadi Murmu. Home Minister Amit Shah meets the President Murmu, and that's the latest detail coming in. Latest updates now. We're trying to get more details on this. A very significant meeting coming as it does in the backdrop of that escalating war of words between the Congress and the BJP over the Congress's disparaging remarks against Draupadi Murmu and its subsequent refusal to oblige. Now you can see those visuals of the Home Minister Amit Shah meeting President Draupadi Murmu. So Home Minister Amit Shah meeting President Draupadi Murmu. Earlier we had shown you those visuals of Union Minister Smriti Irani meeting Draupadi Murmu. Home Minister Amit Shah meeting Draupadi Murmu. That's the news we are getting right now. A very significant meeting coming as it does. Almost immediately. It's the first meeting, can we say, after joining us is Niranjan. Niranjan, two very significant meetings back to back. First, we saw Union Minister Smriti Irani paying that courtesy call, can we say, to President Murmu, and now Home Minister Amit Shah. Even as it comes in the backdrop of those disparaging remarks, the war of words between the Congress and the BJP over Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's remarks.
Yeah, I think this is the imagery. You see the imagery. You have the Home Minister meeting the President. You have Smriti Irani, who's just met the President. And you have Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who was seen walking in with Sonia Gandhi into the Parliament, hasn't met the President, hasn't apologized yet. So I think it's very clear. And the Congress party, it appears, they want to sort of brazen it out because they're taking it, they're sort of, giving it another twist by saying that it's the BJP that is getting aggressive and they want the BJP to apologize. They claim that Sonia Gandhi was offended, Sonia Gandhi was misbehaved with, etc. But what, people who are there, BJP MPs, when it happened, they have a different version to say about what happened on the floor of the House. So this is the update that we have. I mean, you have Home Minister meeting Murmu, you have the Irani meeting Murmu, but so far the Congress party, apart from seeking time, not sure that they have met the President or even made attempts to meet the President. We are told that they were trying to seek time. Whether officially they have sought time is something that we will have to see, because when asked the question, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of the Congress party said that if he has time, he will meet the NCW, etc. So this is where the story stands. Handing it back to you for now. We keep a close watch on the development.
Right, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary says that he will be meeting and he will be apologizing to the president. That's the last we had heard, although the party says he's already apologized, Niranjan. What about that aspect of... could you touch upon that a little bit more?
Rukma, you go back and check the comment that was made, right? I mean, it appears deliberate. He says it twice, not once. He says it twice. And they want to maybe give the impression that it's an accident. But the first time he was asked that question yesterday, he wasn't willing to apologize. He wasn't ready to apologize. He wasn't willing to apologize. And he said, why should I apologize? That was his first response. And then later, when he came under intense pressure, that is when he decided to sort of, at least say that, okay, I will try and seek time, etc. So that's been the response of the Congress party. With their backs to the wall. Perhaps Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary even said that he would seek time to go and meet her. And he said, if she's offended, he says, if she feels offended, I will apologize to her. I mean, there's a limit to it. If you're really apologetic, you should have apologized in public.
Right.
Yes, and apologize in public. And that's where it stands.
Right. Many thanks, Niranjan, for joining us there and for that perspective. And it's time now for a short break. We are talking about how Smriti Irani and Home Minister Amit Shah have met the president. This comes in the backdrop of the escalating tensions between the Congress and the BJP over the latter's remarks and subsequent refusal to apologize as far as remarks made against the constitutional head of the country are concerned. Moving on now to other news stories. Coming up in a short while, Home Minister Amit Shah meets with President Draupadi Murmu. United States looks at the start of a recession as the economy shrinks again in the second quarter. Moscow court fines the social media giants including Spotify and Tinder for refusing to store users' data domestically. Battle against raging wildfires across Germany and Czech Republic on. Zelensky makes fresh appointments after sacking top ministers from the government.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
India's Super News Network. Republic Media Network's #1 super feed. #1 across all 3 channels.
And it's a big boost for country's defense capabilities. India received the first lot of the 2 US-built MH-60R multi-role helicopters at the Cochin International Airport. The third helicopter is scheduled to be delivered in August this year. Remember, in 2020, India made an agreement with the United States government to procure 24 MH-60R multi-role helicopters.
आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से
और कश्मीरी
viewers, getting you updates from the world of sports. A cricket tournament was organized for differently able players in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwang, aiming to bolster their confidence as they reach the national and international levels in sport. The organizer of the tournament said that he was ready to organize other activities as well if they wanted to do something else. India held an optional net session on the eve of their opening Group A match against Australia at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and only 6 players attended the session managed by coach Ramesh Pawar, with an all-rounder Radha Yadav and opener Shefali Verma among the notables at the Moseley Cricket Club.
Wherever you are, whenever
the Department of Higher Education and School Education, Government of West Bengal,
which has details of who these illegal recruits were.
The enforcement director says that most of these properties have been bought from the proceeds of crime. They suspect that this was the money that was basically being round-tripped.
Papers with the recommendation of candidates, appointment and transfer letters, admit cards aid Arpita was perhaps in some way trying to push the recommendations. ED team raiding Arpita's flats, and while one of her flats were being raided, came the recovery of wards and mountains of cash.
You're watching Live and Breaking on Republic, and getting you a breaking development now, an update on the OPS-EPS dispute in the AIA-DMK down south. No relief for O. Selvam currently from the Apex Court. The Supreme Court has refused to stay the July 11 General Assembly's decision to expel O. Selvam from the AIA-DMK, the decision that was taken by EPS when he was made the single supreme head of the AIA-DMK. However, the Supreme Court has ordered that the status quo will be maintained in the matter from today till the High Court is heard. The Supreme Court has again sent the matter to the Madras High Court, asking the High Court to decide the matter afresh in 3 weeks. So, new update in the OPS versus EPS battle, which continues despite the fact that O. Selvam has been expelled from the AIA-DMK. All his positions in the party he was stripped of all positions and expelled just a few days ago. Now, clearly, he's been to the Supreme Court, the Apex Court, sending back the matter to be heard by the Madras High Court again. We are trying to understand what this means. No relief for O. Selvam from the Supreme Court either. Expelled from the party. What does this mean for the veteran AIA-DMK leader who was once regarded as the heir to AIA-DMK Supremo Jayalalitha?
Well, the OPS and EPS tussle that's been going on for a long time now has definitely intensified with now Supreme.
At least 30 children were allegedly given the COVID-19 vaccine using a single syringe at a school in Sagar in Madhya Pradesh. Now, the police officials have said that they have received a complaint and the district administration collected the children's blood samples for further investigation. A school teacher was reportedly suspended from her job after a video of her entering a flooded school by climbing over plastic chairs held by students went viral on the social media. In the video, a group of children could be seen walking through water to place.
Britain's Prince Charles met with the Commonwealth Games athletes before the event's opening ceremony, and he greeted and spoke with them at the athletes' village where the competitors are staying during the Games. The German national team trained at their Euro 2022 final team base for the first time ahead of Sunday's match against the hosts England at London's Wembley Stadium. The last time England and Germany met at a Euros final was in Helsinki in 2009, when the Germans won 6-2. FC Barcelona and Sevilla reached an agreement for Chelsea target Jules Koundé, and the French international is scheduled to join Barcelona for a reported €50 million.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic live stream with you everywhere. Republic live stream, India's #1 streaming news.
India's Super News Network. Republic Media Network's #1 super feed. #1 across all 3 channels.
And it's a big boost for country's defense capabilities. India received the first lot of the 2 US-built MH-60R multi-role helicopters at the Cochin International Airport. The third helicopter is scheduled to be delivered in August this year. Remember, in 2020, India made an agreement with the United States government to procure 24 MH-60R multi-role helicopters.
United States looks at the start of a recession as the economy shrinks again in the second quarter. Moscow court finds the social media giants include
Big breaking news! It's 15 crores and 3 kg gold bars, viewers, from the same Arpita, the close aide of the TMC minister.
Another gruesome murder in Karnataka. A youth is brutally hacked to death in Bengaluru. Tensions simmer in Mangaluru as another person is killed. Section 144 is imposed until Saturday. Stunning twist in the Bengal cash scam. After mega cash holds, now 4 of Arpita Mukherjee's luxury cars go missing. After shameful sexism, the Congress tries to brazen it out now, defends abuse of power in an even shocking justification. Amidst the Congress's sexism insults, Smriti Irani and Amit Shah meet President Murmu at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. A day after Sonia Gandhi allegedly lost her cool, the Congress is to hold a strategy meeting in Parliament. Good afternoon and thank you very much for staying with us on Republic TV. You're watching Live and Breaking. I'm Nupur Talwar Sureen. Straight away on to news that's just coming in. We're now learning that amid the uproar of the Congress's insult to the President of India, Home Minister Amit Shah is currently meeting the President, Draupadi Murmu. Those are pictures that are on your screen. They have been tweeted by the Union Home Ministry. This, of course, is the customary meeting that takes place when a new president takes oath in the country. Draupadi Murmu, of course, took oath on the 25th of July. So earlier on, of course, we also had Smriti Irani meeting the president.
नारा लगाने वाले हमारे हिंदुस्तान के सबसे बड़ा मुखिया, वो तो कम से कम आए और अपने गिरवान में झांक कर देखे। लेकिन दादा वो सोनिया गांधी पर कहने का
सरकार की तरफ से कहा जा रहा है कि सोनिया गांधी माफी मांग रहे हैं। आप कह रहे हैं कि सोनिया गांधी के साथ जो व्यवहार हुआ उसके लिए मंत्री और प्रधानमंत्री माफी मांगे, तो हाउस नहीं चल पा रहा है। ये डेडलॉक कब खत्म हो?
देखिए, ये परंपरा कभी पार्लियामेंट में थी नहीं। ये परंपरा आज सत्ताधारियों ने, भाजपाइयों ने शुरू की है।
आज लोकतंत्र की अदालत को बिल्कुल तार तार किया है। जिस अपमानजनक तरीके से अभद्र व्यवहार एक कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर स्मृति ईरानी का
All right, so those are comments that are coming in from opposition leaders. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, of course, continues to maintain that this was a slip of the tongue, essentially, and we are yet to get a reaction from the Congress President Sonia Gandhi. Now, this, of course, relates to what we saw in Parliament yesterday with ruckus created in both houses of Parliament. There were, of course, very fiery speeches that were also made in Parliament. Smriti Irani as well as Nirmala Sitharaman in the Rajya Sabha had asked the Congress party to come out and apologize for the comment that was made by Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. Do remember that veteran Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary has had called the President Rashtrapatni, and therefore after that we saw an uproar from the BJP asking for him as well as Mrs. Gandhi to both apologize. But it did not end there. There were unruly scenes in both houses of Parliament thereafter, and they were adjourned. This morning, of course, we are seeing pictures also of various union ministers meeting the President, Draupadi Murmu. Of course, it is customary for union ministers to go and meet the President after a new President is sworn in. Draupadi Murmu was sworn in on the 25th of July. Those have been tweeted by the Rashtrapati's office.
की अनुमति से आज की कार्यसूची में क्रम संख्या 10 पर अंकित दस्तावेज भगवत गुबा जी के नाम के जो आगे अंकित है, मैं सभा पटल पर रखता हूँ। 11 डॉक्टर भारती प्रवीण जी।
Honorable sir, with your permission, I write here on the table of the House paper mentioned against my name at serial number 11.
आइटम नंबर 12 श्री मेघवाल जी। धन्यवाद सभापति जी, आपकी अनुमति से क्रम संख्या 12 पर जो विश्वेश्वर टुडू और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ जल शक्ति के नाम के अंकित दस्तावेज है वो सभा पटल पर रखता हूँ। आइटम नंबर 13 डॉक्टर मुंजुपरा महेंद्र भाई जी। Honorable Speaker sir, with your kind permission, I wish to lay on the table of the House papers mentioned serial number 13 against my name in today's revised list of business. Thank you. 14 महासचिव महोदय।
Sir, I have to report a message from Rajya Sabha that Rajya Sabha has elected one member to associate with the committee on the welfare of other backward classes.
नंबर 15 श्री अजय टमटा जी।
अनुसूचित जातियों और अनुसूचित जनजाति के कल्याण समिति समिति की 21 अप्रैल 2022 से 26 अप्रैल 2022 तक अगाटी, कोची, कुर्ग और बेंगलोर के अध्ययन दौरे संबंधी प्रतिवेदन की एक प्रति हिंदी और अंग्रेजी संस्करण सभा पटल पर रखता हूं।
वरण महतो जी। आज मैं कार्यसूची क्रम संख्या 16 पर मेरे नाम के समक्ष सूचीबद्ध विभाग संबंधी उद्योग संबंधी संसदीय स्थायी समिति का 317वां प्रतिवेदन एक प्रति सभा पटल पर रखता हूँ। धन्यवाद। श्री अंजुर राम मेघवाल जी।
Honorable Chairperson sir, with your permission, I want to make a statement regarding the status of implementation of the recommendation observation content in the 315th report of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture on demand for grant 2022-23 pertaining to the Ministry of Culture. Thank you.
Item number 18, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji.
So, Chairperson sir, with your kind permission, on behalf of Shri Bhagwat Kuba, I want to make the following statement regarding the status of implementation of the recommendation observation content in 9th report of the Standing Committee on Chemical and Fertilizer on action taken by the government on the recommendation observation content in the 2nd report of the Committee on Demand for Grant 2019-2022 pertaining to the Department of Chemical and Petrochemical, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer. Thank you.
Item number 19, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji.
Thank you, Chairperson sir. I want to make the statement regarding the government business for the week commencing the 1st August 2022.
नियम 377 के अधीन मामले जिनमें माननीय सदस्यों के स्वीकृत हुए हैं वो कृपया सभा पटल पर रख दें। कृपया शांत हो जाइए। कृपया अपनी सीट पर वापस जाइए। कृपया
सदन की कार्रवाई चलने दीजिए। सभा की कार्यवाही सोमवार दिनांक 1 अगस्त 2022 को प्रातः 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
All right, so I think both houses of parliament have been adjourned till 11 o'clock on Monday. We have, of course, we are continuing to see these disruptions in parliament thereafter. Both houses of parliament now being adjourned till Monday, 11 o'clock in the morning. And this, of course, has been the monsoon session's trend, really. There were about 27 bills that were to be approved in this session. However, we've not really seen much business being transacted because of the adjournments as well as the suspensions that we are seeing in parliament. Currently, of course, the controversy that we are seeing in both houses of parliament revolves around the Congress leader Adhir Ranjan making those remarks against the president of the country. The chorus in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha has been for him to apologize. Mrs. Gandhi also, there is a demand from the BJP that she also must apologize. But so far, of course, both leaders are standing their ground. And thereafter, there was some business that was listed to be transacted in both houses of parliament, but Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both again being adjourned till about Monday. In fact, earlier on, we saw the Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi, in fact, releasing a statement where he also said that the Union Minister must apologize. Now, even as we are continuing to see ruckus in both houses of parliament, we were earlier given to understand that the Congress party will also be holding a meeting in parliament to strategize for the monsoon session of parliament. The Congress party, of course, has been protesting both inside and outside of parliament. We've seen this relay protest that's been going on for about 50 hours now. That's at Vijay Chowk with various MPs who've been suspended, 27 in number to be exact, protesting at Vijay Chowk.
अंतर देखा कांग्रेस और भाजपा में। कांग्रेस के अधीर रंजन चौधरी जी ने मीडिया के सामने अगर उनसे अशब्द बोला गया तो उन्होंने माफ़ी मांगी। वो महामुहिम राष्ट्रपति जी से मिलने के लिए उन्होंने अपॉइंटमेंट की दरखास्त दी ताकि वो क्षमा मांग पाए, पर अंदर ये दो शब्द कहने के लिए भाजपा उनको अवसर ही नहीं दे रही। क्यों नहीं दे रही? क्योंकि भाजपा के टारगेट निशाने पर है श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी। पहले ईडी के द्वारा उनको हरास किया गया, अब सदन के अंदर भी अमर्यादित व्यवहार उनके साथ किया जा रहा है ताकि भाजपा के ऊपर जो आला कमान शहंशाह बैठे हुए हैं वो ऐसे प्रकार से व्यवहार से प्रसन्न होते हैं, क्योंकि स्वयं उन्होंने ऐसे घिनौने काफी शब्द सोनिया गांधी जी के प्रति इतिहास में उन्होंने कहा है। तो देश को आज फर्क पता चल गया है कि अधीर रंजन चौधरी कांग्रेस पार्टी राष्ट्रपति के प्रति सम्मान जताते हुए क्षमा मांगते हैं, लेकिन भाजपा आज भी सोनिया गांधी जी के प्रति जो अमानवीय व्यवहार कल हुआ उसके प्रति क्षमा नहीं मांगना चाहती और बस शोषण करना चाहती है विपक्ष का, विशेष रूप से सोनिया गांधी जी का। लेकिन वो भूल चुके हैं कि सोनिया गांधी जी एक निडर नेत्री है, प्रयात इंदिरा गांधी जी की बहू है। भाजपा की ये सारे कोशिश व्यर्थ होंगे, फिजूल होंगे।
तो आप लोग आज क्या सदन के अंदर अगर ये बात नहीं सरकार की तरफ से मानी जाती है, इसके ऊपर कोई बात नहीं सरकार रोक रखती है?
All right, joining me right now is Aishwarya Kapoor, our executive editor politics. Aishwarya, you know, this monsoon session of Parliament doesn't really seem to be transacting any business at all. We've seen a lot of controversies, but the latest one, both the BJP and the Congress party targeting each other.
Well, that's right, and they are active. We have just been told that the upper house has been suspended till the 1st of the next month. So this whole weekend, it has been suspended for. So what is happening is that disruption continues, and then discussion is unable to happen in both houses. The government has tried right from suspension of MPs of 4 Congress MPs in the lower house to 19 MPs of the opposition in the upper house. It has not resulted in the kind of result which the government would have wanted for. But the Congress and the BJP are at it, and to a point to which that the basic function, the basic bills
which need to be discussed upon, which have been agreed by all opposition parties and the government in the BAC, that is the Business Advisory Committee. Even that work is unable to proceed because the BJP and the Congress are at it both inside the Parliament and outside, and hence, and the latest controversy or the latest issue being the insult being hurled by the Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary to the President of India, amid which we are just being told that the Home Minister has met the President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan. So all of this is transpiring, but the work of the Parliament is hindering once again.
Now, Aishwarya, how do you see this going forward now? Are we going to see any business at all being transacted in the monsoon session of Parliament? Because, there were about 27 bills that we were hearing need to be laid on, on the table of the House.
Well, what you're trying to get, according to the parliamentary records, that this is going to be the 13th session which is going to see a partial washout, and the 6th session, if this continues, where no work will happen. The government says that the opposition is just not ready to listen. Opposition says that it is because of the government, the exchequer is facing a loss, and that is an immense loss. So it is both government and the opposition to find a solution to.
All right. I think that's a very poor audio connection we have with Aishwarya. We're going to fix that and go back to him in just a bit. But as Aishwarya was pointing out, it is incumbent on both the government and the opposition to come to a conclusion and to be able to proceed with business of both houses of Parliament. There are a lot of bills that need to be worked upon by parliamentarians, but those essentially seem to be taking the back seat. Now, pictures on your screen are of Amit Shah meeting the President as well as Smriti Irani. The newly sworn-in President, of course, was sworn in on the 25th of July, and thereafter it is customary for ministers to go and meet the President. On the left-hand side of your screen, Interim President of the Congress Party. She, of course, was in the Lok Sabha yesterday, and thereafter there was a bit of an argument over there. The BJP says that she needs to apologize to the President. However, the Congress Party maintains that a senior leader and the President of the Congress has been insulted, and that Ms. Irani needs to apologize to her. All right, so that's where matters stand right now. As I was saying, there seems to be a deadlock between the opposition and the government over this issue now. Parallelly, of course, we've been seeing a large number of protests that are taking place outside of Parliament as well. Vijay Chowk, near the Gandhi statue, we've seen relay protests take place for 50 hours now, where the suspended opposition MPs are continuing to sit on a dharna over there. But currently, the BJP and the Congress, of course, locked in a war of words, with each demanding, asking the other to apologize. Now, just to tell our viewers that both houses of Parliament, of course, now stand adjourned, and they are going to be meeting on Monday at 11 o'clock. We have, of course, continuously seen disruptions in both houses of Parliament over the past week over various issues. Yesterday, of course, it was Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's remark against the President, where he called her Rashtrapatni, which set off a furore in both houses of Parliament, with the government asking the Congress Party to apologize. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, of course, has said that he has sought a meeting with the President and that he will apologize to her. But this, of course, came after he repeatedly said that this was a slip of the tongue. But the BJP, we saw wanting the Congress leader to apologize, and thereafter Smriti Irani and Nirmala Sitharaman, both of them took to the floor of the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, targeting the Congress Party and asking them to apologize. Well, the ruckus that has been caused in both houses of Parliament, of course, has led to suspensions. It's led to adjournments. Before that, of course, before this particular issue, we saw how the Congress Party as well as other opposition parties had raked up the issue of Sonia Gandhi being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate in the National Herald case. And even at that time, the Parliament was held to ransom. Hardly any business was transacted. And thereafter, of course, there is this issue that has now been brought to the fore in both houses of Parliament. Just to tell our viewers that both houses of Parliament have been adjourned till Monday. All right, so protests are taking place at various parts of the country. I think Abhishek Kapoor also joins us now. Abhishek, we've barely seen any business being transacted in Parliament in this monsoon session of Parliament, and we were expecting perhaps about 27 bills. That's at least that's what the government said it wanted to lay on the table. But none of that has happened so far. Now, what is your assessment? Do we see this dying down, or do you fear that, it will be a washout?
Well, Nupur, I don't see it dying down anytime soon. Remember, BJP has really escalated it up, and we have seen the kind of very combative Smriti Irani took on interim Congress President Sonia Gandhi for effectively what came out as, standing in defense of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and his remarks. The Congress party seems to be doubling down, and it's almost become what began as a comment by Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, which compromised the dignity of the office of the president, has turned into a Smriti versus Sonia battle in and outside the parliament. And we have seen how the BJP believes that the insult of the first tribal woman president is something which cannot be allowed till an apology comes. In fact, in the morning, we have seen another comment coming in from Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, almost adding insult to injury. When he was asked about the National Commission of Women's summons to him on Monday, he said, Parliament is on, he's busy, he will see if he gets time. So, a little condescending on NCW also. So, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary really continues with his, conduct which riles some in terms of political optics. So, I don't see it dying down. There has been some transaction of business in Parliament, a couple of bills here and there, but largely the legislative agenda remains unaddressed. And like we have seen many instances earlier, even this monsoon, as you feared, Nupur, could be a washout.
Absolutely. And Abhishek, how do we see this, ruckus, essentially this war of words between the Congress and the BJP now going forward? Because as far as the Congress party is concerned, they're very firm that, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary will only go and apologize to the president. The BJP says that this is a matter where, the president of the country has been demeaned in a manner, so to say, and hence they must come out and issue a public apology.
Well, so there are two parts to it, Nupur. One is, of course, this comment that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary has made yesterday, a day before, in fact, and the other is that the Congress party is doubling down, and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary happens to be a repeat offender, almost like a habitual offender in making these off-the-cuff remarks, which he is left to explain, and then the explanation itself becomes convoluted. So, be it him calling ED idiot, be it him claiming that Prime Minister's plane has a swimming pool, because he was trying to defend Rahul Gandhi's Kathmandu party, or be it other comments that he has made. I think BJP has somehow decided that this issue of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's pricks here and there, every session, really has to be taken head on now. And it so happens that with the first tribal president of India being the target, and the kind of political capital the BJP really invested in Draupadi Murmu's candidature, they are not going to let go of this in terms of making sure that the Congress party pays for it in terms of, political optics. There is substantive argument also that the manner in which Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is really brazing in doubt, we don't understand whether the Congress party really appreciates the impact on the dignity of office of the president that might have happened because of the comment he has made. So I think in that sense, as things stand today, Nupur, Parliament stands adjourned till Monday. The House could not be in order, and it's unlikely till the time that some kind of clamp down happens from the Congress party. At least a meeting happens with the president. The BJP is not going to back off.
All right, Abhishek Kapoor, senior executive editor there. Thank you for joining us.
प्रेसिडेंट सोनिया गांधी वो भी एक फीमेल है, उनको इसमें माफी मांगनी चाहिए मुर्मू जी से, और हम इनकी कांग्रेस को हम अपोज करते हैं कि इनकी जो लैंग्वेज है ये हमेशा इंटेंशनली यूज करते हैं।
तो लगातार भाजपा जो है वो विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रही है और ये बात कहना है कि जानबूझकर जो है कांग्रेस की तरफ से ऐसे शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया गया है। किसी भी तरह का कोई ऐसा बात नहीं है कि जो गलती से हुआ है, बल्कि जानबूझकर जो है वो विरोध प्रदर्शन किया जा रहा है। सर जीवन कुमार के साथ गुरसिमरन सिंह, रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क।
All right, we are just getting news that summons have been issued to Congress leaders. Now, this is news that's just coming in. I'm going to try and get more details as to what has happened. But this, of course, I think pertains to the issue of the insult. All right. Well, summons have been issued to Congress leaders. These summons include Jairam Ramesh, Pawan Khera, and this is over the case filed by Smriti Irani. And we are given to understand that Smriti Irani has gone to court over the targeting of her daughter. So it appears that Pawan Khera and Jairam Ramesh have both been issued summons. Now this is in the case of Smriti Irani's daughter being dragged into what Smriti Irani says was false information. So the Delhi High Court, we understand, has issued summons to Pawan Khera as well as to Jairam Ramesh. Delhi High Court, of course, has issued these summons in response to the case that has been filed by the Union Minister Smriti Irani. I'm going to try and go across to our correspondents to get us more details, but just to tell our viewers about the case, in fact, this is an allegation that was laid against Smriti Irani's daughter. In fact, Niranjan is also with me on the phone line. Niranjan, give us more details of what we are learning about this.
Well, this is regarding the allegations that the Congress leaders had made regarding the daughter of Smriti Irani. Recently, they held a news conference making some allegations against Smriti Irani's daughter, to which Smriti Irani, gave it back, she dragged them to court. And these are details that are coming in right now, that the Delhi High Court has now summoned Jairam Ramesh, Pawan Khera and Netta D'Souza in the civil suit filed by Union Minister Smriti Irani. And this is over the allegations that they have made regarding the daughter of Smriti Irani. And they had made a few allegations saying that she runs a bar, and then she had applied for some notice illegally, etc. So this is over the allegations against Smriti's daughter. Smriti Irani had gone to court, and these are breaking news updates now coming in that the court has now summoned these leaders in response in this particular case. Now, Smriti had called it defamatory. Smriti had said that this is an attempt to target her daughter and to try and defame her, and we had accessed the legal notice that Smriti Irani has sent as well. The legal notice that was sent by the firm representing Smriti Irani, which went on record to say that these were generally allegations of a defamatory nature. Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh, and I think Netta D'Souza were the three leaders who held that news conference. That's why they were named in the legal notice that was issued. So they've been called by the court, and we should be getting in some first reactions to this.
Right.
But I think essentially, of course, this is a case of student scoot, is what the BJP believes.
Right.
Based on some unfounded charges.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Niranjan, for joining us. Niranjan is pointing out the Congress spokesperson Pawan Khera had in a media conference said that Irani's daughter was allegedly running a restaurant in Goa in which a bar was functioning with a fake license. So we'll get you more on that in just a bit.
And it's a big boost for country's defense capabilities. India received the first lot of the two US-built MH-60R multi-role helicopters at the Cochin International Airport. The third helicopter is scheduled to be delivered in August this year. Remember, in 2020, India made an agreement with the United States government to procure 24 MH-60R multi-role helicopters.
उसमें आग लगी हुई है और आंदोलनकारी इस तरीके से
और कश्मीरी
World of Sports, a cricket tournament was organized for differently able players in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwang, aiming to bolster their confidence as they reach the national and international levels in sport. The organizer of the tournament said that he was ready to organize other activities as well if they wanted to do something else. India held an optional net session on the eve of their opening Group A match against Australia at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and only 6 players attended the session managed by coach Ramesh Pawar, with an all-rounder Radha Yadav and opener Shefali Verma among the notables at the Musley Cricket Club.
Wherever you are, whenever you want, Republic Live Stream with you everywhere. Republic Live Stream, India's #1 streaming news.
At least 30 children were allegedly given the COVID-19 vaccine using a single syringe at a school in Sagar in Madhya Pradesh. Now, the police officials have said that they have received a complaint and the district administration collected the children's blood samples for further investigation.
And you're watching Live and Breaking on Republic. I'm Rukma, and well, in our top story, after shameful sexism, the Congress now tries to brazen it out, defending abuse of power in an even more shocking justification. And going across to latest visuals coming in on the Bengal cash for jobs scam, the SSC recruitment scam. Earlier we had been telling you about how Partha and Arpita had left the ED office after a round of questioning. They were both being taken to hospital. But now these visuals tell us that, Arpita, we believe, as our reporter is saying, has had a minor accident. And, we are trying to get to know the extent of her injuries, if there are any. And Piyush Ori now joining us. Piyush, after those explosive revelations, Partha and Arpita leaving the ED office, we are now getting visuals of a sort of commotion there. What's happening?
So yes, as you know, you could see in the visuals that Arpita Mukherjee and Partha Chatterjee have reached ESI hospital at Joka. And now it is going to be interesting to know that how and what are their medical examinations going to come out. Mind you, these medical examinations are very important, as Partha Chatterjee, who is being interrogated by Enforcement Directorate for his alleged role in the recruitment scam, said that, he should be given a bail on the condition of medical grounds. However, this was denied by the court, and now he is being under custody. But it was mentioned very categorically that, there should be medical examinations that should be done for Partha Chatterjee. Now, in this process only, complying by this process, Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee have been taken to ESI hospital, where the medical examination is going to be taking place. But, this case has seen a lot of drama, and the drama follows even as, they were taken to the medical hospital at ESI, where we are told that, Arpita Mukherjee has met with a minor accident. We are told that, it's not a serious accident, she's a minor injury. But as I said, that, this incident, this scam has seen a lot of drama, and this drama follows even after they have been taken for the medical examination at ESI hospital at Joka. Back to you in the studio.
Right, Piyush. Well, after those details emerging of that staggering cash stash, Arpita Mukherjee now reporting a minor fall. And when we talk about the extent of her injuries, when did this happen and how, Piyush? Are there any details available?
We do not have the detail of why and when this accident really happened, but it was. We were told that this accident happened when she was being taken to the hospital to the hospital for questioning. Having said that, we are not being given much detail about what is the injury she has received as of now. But yes, as you said, that there is a lot of drama which is being following ever since this incident has happened, and this drama follows after we've been told that she has followed this injury. Having said that, things cannot be denied that there is a staggering amount of cash that has continued to be received by the ED officials from the interrogation which they have done at the residence of Arpita Mukherjee. And now the situation has become even more difficult for Arpita Mukherjee, taking into consideration that 4 of the cars which belongs to Arpita Mukherjee has gone missing. It is believed that if the enforcement directorate is going to find this car, it is going to lead them to find out more details, more damning details, resulting in indictment of Partha Chatterjee and Arpita
Mukherjee in this recruitment scam in which they already are on the back foot as of now. Back to you in the studio.
Right. And when we look at the haul that the ED has been able to pull up so far, well, 4 cars missing, 4 luxury cars missing, 10 flats, if not more, in posh Kolkata high-rises. It appears that, and the crores of heaps of cash that was recovered, that is being recovered almost on a daily basis. Now, 2 of the premises that belong to her have already unearthed these huge heaps of cash. What else? What is the ED? What would be the ED's next step now? Are they continuing their interrogation? Because Arpita says that we are receiving reports from other media outlets that Arpita reported sick after that ED questioning this morning.
When as you rightly said, when you receive over 50 lakh of 2000 notes and 20 lakh of 500 notes, it is definitely something which makes everyone who look into these cash hoards quite surprised, quite shocked. And this is what has been happening from the interrogation which the enforcement officials have been doing of Arpita Mukherjee's residence. Now, as I with taking into consideration of how backward, how in the back foot have Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee have now really gone down because of this interrogation raid. There are chances that the enforcement directorate officials are going to involve more people who may be involved in the scam. I'm right now reporting from the enforcement directorate office, and we are told over here that the officer of special duty of Partha Chatterjee, Shukanto Acharya, may also be asked to come over here at the enforcement directorate office for questioning. And there are more officials, there are more ministers that are being asked to come to the enforcement directorate for questioning. Now, when these things are happening, definitely the ministers who are being alleged of this corruption may say that they are feeling sick. They may say that they may not be available for questioning, and this is what is being happening in case of Partha Mukherjee and now in case of Arpita Mukherjee. Back to you in the studio.
Piyush, can we say that these are just attempts to, kind of stall further interrogation? Because right now, as you rightly said, both of them are on the back foot, particularly Partha Chatterjee. Clearly, the TMC also, from the very beginning, already distancing itself, but now clearly abandoning him. Mamata Banerjee, once who used to regard him as a very close aide, now throwing him out of the party as well as from all positions in the government.
You mentioned a very important point of how TMC is now distancing itself from Partha Chatterjee. Mind you, Partha Chatterjee has been associated with Mamata Banerjee for more than 40 years. So it would have been a very difficult decision for Mamata Banerjee to distance herself. But now, taking into consideration of the staggering amount of cash that has been received from this recruitment scam, Mamata Banerjee had no choice but to sack him from all the cabinet berths of TMC. Yesterday, Abhishek Banerjee, another veteran leader of TMC, held a press conference, and he did say very categorically that the circumstantial evidence that are being found against Partha Mukherjee and his associate Arpita Mukherjee
is going against them, and now the onus is on them. Now the onus is only on Partho Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee to make themselves innocent, and TMC is not going to be there for there to defend them. So you can understand, that how TMC now understands that, if they are going to defend Partho Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee in this case, it may lead to them also suffering politically. So yes, the TMC is distancing itself and understanding that, Partho Chatterjee as well as Arpita Mukherjee are on back foot. There are being attempts that are being made to stall this investigation. Mind you, Partho Chatterjee to begin with said that, he was ill, he was physically ill and he could not be available for questioning. He did go to the state-run hospitals for his medical examination, leading enforcement directorate officials to say that Partho Chatterjee, rather than being medically examined in state-run hospitals, should be taken to central-run hospitals, because this was an attempt by Partho Chatterjee to stall the investigation, to delay the case which has been in which he has been allegedly involved for massive corruption. So yes, there are attempts by Partho Chatterjee and now even Arpita Mukherjee to some extent for stalling the investigation. But as the investigation goes, it is not really making their life easier. Back to you in the studio.
Right. Well, troubles continue to mount for Arpita Mukherjee and Partho Chatterjee. Partho Chatterjee removed from all government as well as party positions. Once regarded as being very close to Mamata Banerjee, now the Bengal Chief Minister has also, it appears, abandoned him. And well, when we look at the ED's investigation, how far can we say that matters have progressed? One round of interrogation was held this morning. Now they've gone for a medical, Piyush. What are you hearing? What's next?
Well, the enforcement directorate officials have succeeded now in establishing the proceeds of crime by, by raiding several of the houses of Arpita Mukherjee, in which they have been successful in finding hoards of cash. Mind you, 50 lakh of 2,000 notes and 20 lakh of 500 notes. It is staggering. So you can understand the amount of, corruption, which was amount of, money that was, hoarded, and the enormity of corruption that is involved in this entire recruitment scam. Now, the ED officials, as I said, they have been successful in establishing the proceeds of crime. Now, the main challenge for these ED officials would be to establish the sources of the income. And for this, the ED officials now are interrogating not only Partho Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee more intensively, more aggressively, but also their closest aides. We are being told that OSD of Partho Chatterjee, Shukanto Acharya, may today be coming to Enforcement Directorate for questioning. And besides this, another TMC leader, Monik Bhattacharya, has also been asked for questioning. Our teams are there at their houses, and we are trying to establish we are tracking their movement. And whenever they come to Enforcement Directorate office, we are going to keep you updated of all their movements. But as I said again, that now the basic challenge of Enforcement Directorate official is to establish the sources of the income and also widen the scope of this investigation beyond Partho Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee, for which they are now interrogating several other top leaders of TMC and close aides of Partho Chatterjee. The beginning of which is going to start with Shukanto Acharya, who was the officer of special duty for Partho Chatterjee. Back to you in the studio.
Well, Piyush, stay with us. We'll be right back with you. But joining us is Kishle from Republic Bangla. Kishle, we are hearing reports that Arpita is breaking down. It's not the first time this has happened. It's happened before as well. It appears she fell down.